to the Munchkin Minute, your bi-weekly look into some tabletop gaming news and more. I'm your host, Dan, the Board Game Man, and this is your news for the end of July, or we'll call this GenCon 2025. So I'll do a Munchkin Land version of my top 11 to try and buy at GenCon that I do each year from the Geek All-Stars. This year, BJ from Board Game Gumbo joined me, as always, to do our top 11 to try and buy. But today, I'm going to limit this to about 6. I'm going to probably take like 3 from each one of our lists. So it's usually I have to do a top 5 here, but we're going to do a top 6. And like I said, I'll be mixing my list with BJ. And if you want to hear the full show with both of our lists, I'll have a link on the site in the show notes for you here to listen to the full Geek All-Stars episode 286. But first, last week they also announced the Spiel des Jahres and Kenner Spiel des Jahres winners. So winning the Spiel des Jahres or Game of the Year was Bomb Busters. Now, as Eric Martin notes, cooperative games have now won the SDJ in 5 of the past 7 years, with the previous 4 winners being Sky Team, Dwarf Romantic, it's all right. And then Micro Macro, Crime City, which I love, and Just One. So 3 of those I really like. Dwarf Romantic, it's fine. I don't really think this is a correct choice for Bomb Busters. Again, it's a fine game. It's good. I know a lot of people like it. I've only kind of tried to play it once, so I really haven't gotten a full experience of it. But let me tell you, Flip 7 should have won this one because it is by far just one of these games that everybody should own in their collection. It's cheap, it's everywhere, and it's just easy to pull out just about anywhere you are. But again, Bomb Busters is a fine game nonetheless. The KDJ, or the kind of the enthusiast game, the Kenner Spiel des Jahres, it's the enthusiast game of the year. We're more like the hobby gamers, kind of more the heavier or medium weight Euro. This one went to Endeavor Deep Sea by Burnt Island Games and Grand Gamers Guild. I think this was the one I predicted as well because I love, and let me say this again, I love this game. It's really, really good. I do also love Faraway, which was also nominated, but Endeavor is a really solid choice. You should be able to grab all of these games I mentioned so far at Gen Con if you're going there, but I mean, you should probably already own Flip 7 because it's at like Target, it's at Barnes & Noble, it's a little bit everywhere. But I really, if you do like to play kind of those medium weight Euros, I really think Endeavor Deep Sea is a really solid choice for you. So let me know what you think about the SDJ and KDJ winners, and let me know if you played any of those as well. All right, let's head on to the top 6 to try and top 6 to buy at Gen Con. I was going to do the top 5, but I just couldn't stop putting games on this list, so I had to narrow it down to at least 6. So this is the top 6 to try, and these are games you can only demo at the con, not buy them at all. I do have one honorable mention because I'm not sure if it'll be there or not. This is Kalypso by Inside Up Games. It'll possibly, they'll have it there, but you'll have to look at their Inside Up room. They're going to have a room. I think it'll be directly across the hall. It'll be real comfortable in there. They'll have a lot of great people demoing games, and you can see such great people like Connor McGoey and Brandon All, who are kind of the head dudes over there at Inside Up. Just great people. They got some other people in there that I have yet to meet, but I can't wait to meet them as well. But anyway, Kalypso is kind of a tile-laying, kind of polyomino type game. You're going to be selecting tiles to expanding your settlement, managing resources, placing structures, and guiding survivors across platforms of rusted metal and driftwood. Now, I've played this one. You can play this one solo, cooperatively, or competitively. I've not played it solo, but I really am going to love trying to play it solo. But I have played it both cooperatively and competitively this year at Adam. It's really fun. There's a lot of really cool objective things going on there, escalating difficulty. It is really, really fun. I can't recommend this one enough. So if you happen to go to Gen Con, go in there and ask them up there if they brought their copy, brought that one, proto copy to Gen Con to see if you can play it. I know the art is a little out of date because they've got a lot of great things planned for the Kickstarter, but excellent. It's still an excellent game, and I want you to try that one out. Anyway, so that was my honorable mention. Let's go into my number 6. This is Ice. This is from This Way. This is the second edition of this game. This is from This Way, exclamation point is the name of the game company. This is an interesting game of kind of like exploring. This one is kind of a newer, kind of revamped version of the original. This is the second edition where you're kind of exploring through kind of a tundra, and as you're breaking through the ice, you're kind of have this like 3-layer modular board where as you're kind of breaking through the different parts of the board, you're exploring and uncovering things. Looked pretty cool. I didn't play the original version. This is kind of a lighter to medium weight game for 1 to 5 players. Number 5, Natera New Beginnings. This one looks pretty cool. This is a heavy, kind of more of a medium weight Euro with anthropomorphic animals, and just kind of the Euro game, as I like to say. This is from Horizon Games. I want to check this one out. I'm not sure if this one went to Kickstarter, coming to Kickstarter, or anything like that, but it does look like your normal Euro game with a really cool theme. So that's right up my alley, and I am all on board for that one. Number 4, Class of 89. This is the new one from Patriss Games that you know from Distilled. This is designed by Corey Jordan, and just kind of the theme of being the 80s and going to high school in the 80s. It's got me already. I don't really know a whole lot. It says you're gonna get points gained from clever tile placement, strategic set collection, and sweet proximity bonuses, as each teacher's class will be filled with matching students. All right, I'm in. I can't wait to try this one out. I'd love to go over there and see David back over there at Patriss Games. 60 to 90 minutes, 1 to 4 players on this one. Number 3, March of the Ants Evolved Edition. Now, this is kind of another second edition, kind of like Ice was. This is a kind of a newer edition of an old games of March of the Ants, which is basically kind of needed a little bit of upkeep to the game, so to speak, and maybe some streamlining and some better components and such. But anyway, March of the Ants Evolved Edition. This one is this is a 4X game about running your own ant colony. I think I probably mentioned either this one or the first game back when it was out on Kickstarter, but I really want to check this one out and get a chance to play this one at all. It really has some really good table presence, really good art, and really good bits there. So that is March of the Ants Evolved Edition. Number 2, you're going to want to head on over to Restoration Games and play Battle Monsters Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. Man, this looks so cool. I can't wait to see it. It's not delivering yet, but this will be a good way to get a little demo of it. And then maybe after you play it, you'll want to go get into the late pledge for these. But based on the old Battle Masters game, I really can't wait to sit down and give this one a whirl. And number 1 on our 2 try, again, this is kind of one of these lists where any one of these could be one, but it's really one you're going to want to check out. This is from, I believe, Devere Games and Phoenix New Horizon. The designer is George Barroso. And again, this is the Euro game. It's just got all sorts of kind of area control and Euro sensibilities, kind of messing around with your own player board and kind of tableau there. And it just looks amazing. And knowing Devere, they'll have a lot of game in a smaller box. This is kind of a medium to heavier weight Euro. Man, I am absolutely excited to check this one out. It's this Euro-style board game in which players assume control of a team of commandos tasked with the mission of recolonizing Earth. Throughout the game's 4 rounds, players accumulate victory points by constructing regenerators and buildings, bolstering the planet's population, and achieving diverse objectives that vary between playthroughs. I'm in. I can't wait to try it. 1 to 4 players, of course, I want to play this one solo. But again, 1 to 4 players, plays in about 2 hours, and it looks great. Next up, let's go to, again, if you want to check out the Geek All-Stars where we do this, I have so many more to tries and so many more to buys. But again, I'm trying to get this down to about 6. And this was even harder with to buy than it was to try. So I will not have any honorable mentions because I don't want to cheat here. So go listen to the Geek All-Stars show. But here are 6 great games to buy at GenCon. So number 6. Ruins. This one is by All Play and our good buddy John D. Clare, who always has kind of the constructible card games. He's just so good about having those, those different games we're using kind of almost like transparencies in there. Mystic Veil is the good one that you can probably remember that he did. But for this one, in Ruins, this is kind of the upgrading, or not upgrading, this is kind of a new version of Custom Heroes. This one is only $17 at the All Play booth, and it's just kind of a trick-taking, ladder-climbing game where as you'll be adding these transparencies to the game, and then you'll shuffle things back up and play the next round. Again, kind of a ladder trick-taking game. But that price of $17 for what you're getting in that box is amazing. He's really good at what he does, and I'm really excited to check this one out, and that is Ruins. Next up, number 5, you've kind of heard this one everywhere. I know a lot of people have been playing it. It's the hotness right now. I just have not gotten to play it. I was supposed to play it at SharkCon, but never got a chance to play it. This is Shackleton Base, A Journey to the Moon by Pandasaurus. This one will be $90. This is a nice kind of medium weight Euro about kind of colonizing the moon. But what they really have that's really cool is they have this kind of modular thing where 3 companies will be used in each one of these games, and they'll change up how the game is played. And I think there's 7 or 8 in the box, and you're only using 3, and kind of reminds me a little bit of SETI, how there's like 5 aliens in the box, and you're only using 2 each time you play. But anyway, Shackleton Base, A Journey to the Moon, really solid. I've seen it played a bunch of times. I just have not played it myself, but I'm really excited to check it out. The 1 to 4 player game, about 2 hours, and again, medium to heavier weight game. Number 4, right up there with all of our Star Wars fans. This is Star Wars Battle of Hoth. This kind of takes that Command and Colors system that the Days of Wonder has and puts it into kind of the Battle of Hoth. It's a really, Memoir 44, it's a really popular system. The Battle War, Memoir 44, and Command and Colors, that whole system is really popular. This is going to be a 2 to 4 player game, but really kind of 2-player, where you're battling off in Hoth. And I think this is going to be the start of kind of, once this takes off, and I'm sure this will sell like hotcakes, it's such an easy, cool system. It doesn't have that overwhelming sense of a war game where it's more card-based in the way you play. And I think that's really going to, even though those games are so popular, but I think this theme with Star Wars is really going to, bring this into another kind of, resurgence or, revitalization of this type of game. And who knows, maybe we'll see other armies, other areas to fight, other Star Wars type things, maybe even a space setting, maybe a Tatooine setting, all the different planets that you can get in on and play this type of game. But anyway, 2 to 4 player game, plays about 30 minutes. I would say 30 to 60 minutes to play this game, but it is a very quick playing type game. I haven't played the game, but knowing the system, it is a very quick playing system. But that is a really cool one. Star Wars Battle of Hoth. That is $60 from Days of Wonder. Number 3, all of these are just all in the hotness. This is from Direwolf Digital or Direwolf Games. This is Lightning Train by Paul Dennen. Paul Dennen, he has a lot of really solid games. He did Dune Imperium, the Clank series, just a really solid designer and really is good about that kind of deck building or bag building and such. And here you're going to use bag building in kind of a train game. This is Lightning Train. You're going to have 1 to 4 players, plays in about an hour to 2 hours, but man, it looks like from everything I've seen, and Ryan from Man vs. Meeple, I was talking to him about it, and he put a bunch of pictures up on his Instagram, that it looks like it's the real deal. And it's really, even for people that may not like quote unquote train games, I think this is going to be one that you might still like to try. Again, Lightning Train, that one is over there at Direwolf for $50. Number 2, we're back to Paverson Games, and this is Luthier or Luthier. This is 1 to 4 players, plays about 2 hours to 2.5 hours, a medium to heavier weight game. This is a Euro game about kind of making instruments, because I'm pretty sure a luthier is a person that makes instruments. And this is a worker placement game with kind of variable workers. Some games have done this in the past where you've got variable strengths of workers from, I believe, 1 to 5. And depending on where you put them, you're going to be, kind of a blind bidding or blind auction, so to speak, in each one of the areas. And depending on who has the best worker there, we'll get to go first, have other abilities and such. Looks really good. You kind of got some, it's the worker placement, it's the variable bidding, and just kind of in a way, I guess you're kind of using a little bit of a tableau building as well, but it just looks great. Again, this is a big theme for me where all these games to buy are kind of your heavier Euros. But Dave, this is from Dave Beck and Abe Burson and Paverson Games. And you're probably going to want to get to this one pretty quick. If you get to GenCon, you might want to check out the Paverson booth as fast as you can, because I know this one will go fast. And my number 1 to buy for this year at GenCon is an expensive one, but it is one that I've been kind of talking about for a while. And you know me, if you listen to Munchkin Land, I love these big, huge games, kind of like Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, and Agamonia, all these type games. This is the Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era. I know we've got some people over there in the Discord that have been playing a lot of this, so there's some good chatter over there. And because of seeing these pictures and hearing about the chatter, I want it even more. This is at Chip Theory Games booth, $225, which is a lot, but there's so much stuff. And if you know anything about Chip Theory Games, you know that the production is ridiculous. They have the kind of poker chips that they use on everything that's with Chip Theory. They got a ton of dice and just so much story and so many things in this box. They will also have at least one expansion. I'm not sure if it's 1 or 2 expansions, but they will have an expansion there as well. So there you have it. My top 6 to try is Ice, Natera, New Beginning, Class of 89, March of the Ants Evolved Edition, Battle Monsters, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, and Phoenix New Horizon, with kind of an honorable mention of Kalypso over at the Inside Up game, at their room at GenCon. And my top 6 to buy, Ruins from John D. Clare and Allplay, Shackleton Base, A Journey to the Moon at Pandasaurus, Star Wars Battle of Hoth from Days of Wonder, Lightning Train, Direwolf, Luthier from Paverson Games, and number 1, Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era. I've got one quick hit for digital. I'm not going to do any crowdfunding or Kickstarter. I want to keep this one quick so everybody can hear all these great games and keep this handy while you're at Gen Con to remember what you want to buy. But anyway, there is a digital release coming, and boy, it's a good one. Frosthaven Digital will be out next week, or if you're listening to this around Gen Con, it'll be out right at Gen Con. 7/31, July 31st, it's supposed to be out. I did not see a price, but I wouldn't be surprised this one is $30 or more because this is kind of a big old game. And I don't remember what Gloomhaven was, but this one should be probably about 30 is my guess. And I'm going to pick it up on day one, or at least when I get home from Gen Con, I'm going to pick it up because I absolutely love Frosthaven and can't wait to get this one played digitally. So there you have it. Hope you had enjoyed a good time. Thanks for joining me today. If you see any news you think I'd like to feature, shoot me a message at GeekJockDan on Twitter and Geek All Stars on Instagram as well. Also, please check out Majorspoilers.com for more content by Steven and the rest of the Major Spoilers crew. And of course, check out my show, the Geek All Stars podcast. As always, I'm Dan, the Board Game Man, and I'll see everyone in a couple weeks for another Munchkin Minute where I'll probably go through the top games that I got to play and see and demo at Gen Con this year. So like I mentioned in the past, if you're going to Gen Con, drop me a note or say hey if you see me at the con. I'd love to talk to anybody, or as always, please go to the Discord, to the Major Spoilers Discord to have some good chat with us, or come to the Geek All Stars chat Discord as well to have some chat. So I'll see everybody in a couple of weeks.
This podcast is copyright 2025 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.